Hello and welcome back to my F1 2011 Career Mode Series for HRT. Today we are going to Abu Dhabi, qualifying one. Sorry for it's been a long wait for you guys. I've been in the process of moving house, getting settled in my new job, and well, old new job since I'm going back to my previous job. Yeah, so apologies there, but tried to make up for it and put the practice sessions all up for this one. I'll be doing that for Brazil, and probably I'll probably do every session now because I'm getting BT Infinity. Woohoo! As of the 9th of August, yeah, I'm gonna have wicked internet speeds for once in my life. So yeah, qualifying one, Abu Dhabi. The expectations of my engineers said, well, he thinks I'm not going to have to push very hard. I'm thinking otherwise. There was a couple of qualifying sessions that he said exactly the same thing, and it's gone totally horrendous. So I'm not trusting him this time. I'm far enough into the season to know not to trust my engineer. He does give some awful advice sometimes. So weather, well, for Abu Dhabi, I don't know anyone who's ever had rain here. I mean, I'm quite surprised to see a bit of cloud cover, well, a lot of cloud cover here in this session. So out on the primes, give it my best shot. Hopefully, hopefully the engineer's correct, but well, I have my doubts. Practice went really well for anyone who's watched them. I put in a hell of a lot of laps for this track. I think I went into my tyre screen in this session and see that my first prime set got punctured well late into my session in Q1. I think I did like 19 laps, and then my front right went for some reason, even though it's probably the least worn tyre going. And that was basically for P1. P2, oh, what did I do in P2? Oh yeah, that's right, I did pretty much a bit longer stint. I think I managed something like 25 laps on the prime tyres. Well, I just wanted to get the puncture happening, but it didn't quite happen. I think I ran out of fuel beforehand. Both sessions, P1, P2, running on low fuel mix, no DRS. And the second half of P2, well, or the middle part of P2, should I say, I went out on the options and trying to figure out how long they would go. And I think I ran out of fuel with that one as well. So I don't quite know where each of the tyres are going to get to. But I know they should go a decent way into the race. Looks like I've got it'll either be 2 prime, 1 option, or 1 prime and 3 options. Well, we'll see. It's going to be a good race, I feel. I quite like this track, even though it's a little boring to watch. It's quite good to drive. And going through the practice sessions with it turning from day to dusk, that was quite wicked. Looking back at the video, the massive difference from the start to the end of the video is quite dramatic. Already I'm well off the pace, 1.2 seconds off a midfield car. Great. So this is definitely not going to be the lap to get me through, I would imagine. If you haven't noticed, running on oh, I hit a bit of debris there. Didn't notice that when I was driving. Yeah, standard fuel. I don't want to push too much at the start to see how you know, how good a time I can get out of not buggering the engine. So in the practice sessions I took out something like 2% out of my engine, which is quite a lot, to be honest. Started on 95, 93 by the time we got to Q1. God knows where it will be at the end of Q3. Thinking 92% probably. So that pushed down to 7th already. But sort of looking good, ahead of Buemi. That counting, you know, the 5 slowest cars, plus there'll be 2, you know, like surprise dropouts, hopefully. 2 midfield cars. What can we do? I don't know. Dropping down the field well quickly now. A bit quicker this time round. 2/10 is well, it's not amount. Be doing better. I can see myself flicking this up to fast if yeah, I can definitely see myself flicking this up to fast. Looking at it now. Trying to get that DRS activated on all of the straights, even the little tiny ones. Every little ounce of time helps. So 11th. Oh, 1:39. Oh, okay. Well, time-wise, that's not too bad. So you completely bugger up the entrance of that. Yeah, I bail out of this lap because of that. I think I thought that might have been a good enough time, considering I think P3, the times and that weren't spectacular. I think I pulled off a 1:38.8 on options, so 1:39 flat on primes. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll go for that. Let's background, see you know, if we drop down the field at all, and yeah, see if we need to go for another shot at this. Time will tell. So letting everyone run by. Don't want to hold up the AI. I know you don't get a penalty for you know, blocking. It's nice to keep it realistic. Don't want to yeah, especially if they bring it out in you know, in future game releases. I want to already be in the habit of getting out of their way, as we see again. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely gonna, I think I'm gonna have to go for it again. So yeah, I've got to qualify like 17th, and I'm already down 16th. So that's not particularly good. Cruise round. Hopefully, oh, I don't know how much time's in there. 1:37.4 for Vettel. Wow, that's well, you kind of expect that from a top, you know, top car. I think that's a little bit out of my reach, and I'm bloody knocked out already. Right, let's wind it back up. Didn't quite have the you know, the entrance speed for the pit straight, so I was pushed down very very late on into the corner. I only found out, and that really stuffed me up for this lap. Thank you very much, Kovalainen. So I'll put another lap onto these tyres, and I just ease it around as gently as I can. Save as much fuel as I can as well. Although, you know, one might say it might be better off to burn it now and just do one lap. Then if I stuff it up again, I've got to come back in. I gotta, you know, I've got to get another set of tyres, go back out. And the whole process of that, because it's such a long lap, it takes forever to get in and out. So I don't want to really have to come back in and then go back out. God, I'm already running out of things to say. Oh well, I got my finally got a GT Omega racing seat or racing simulator with the triple screen stand, and boy oh boy, it is awesome. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with this thing. It feels so brilliant, and now that I'm not on you know, a chair that moves, I feel just that bit more comfortable on being a bit more consistent, and you're not jerking around a bit on the floor. Just everything's exactly where it needs to be. So wound it all the way up to Rich. I know I need this lap, so and already I'm a tenth and a half up nearly, and I'm 1/10 within where I need to be. So well, maybe we can do it this time round. Notoriously, through all practice sessions, I've been really slow in Sector 2. Just do not have the top end speed for yeah, I don't have the top end speed. Of course, no curves as well, that doesn't help. Which is sort of why I'm glad to be going to Sauber next year. Yeah, but in order for me not to walk away with you know, things, because I'm pretty much expecting that if I was to use these setups on the Sauber, then I'm pretty much gonna win every single race, barring, you know, a couple of fuck ups and whatever. Yeah, just out of what other people have already done, you know, saying that it's far too easy. So do we do it? Well, we are 3/10 quicker, so 15th. So I don't know how much that would have been clear. Hopefully enough. I haven't got enough for another fast lap, so I've now got to come in. Yeah, so back to Sauber talk. Next year, Sauber, I'm gonna be doing going back to my 2010 basically 1-1 wing settings, as I found at the early part of this season when I was using the 1-1 wing settings, I was keeping bang on pace with, well, I was just a little bit faster still than the back markers. So I'm hoping that's exactly what it will do for Sauber. I'll still be running midfield to the top end, hopefully. Yet to experience what the car is going to feel like, since I've been so used to all this downforce from the high wing settings. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting and probably very enjoyable for me, and a lot of work. No, I'm still not dropping down yet. There's still hope for me yet. Only 2 people have to pass me. 3 people? 670. Yeah, two people have to pass me to. No, it is 3 people. 3 people have to pass me for me to drop down. So I don't know who's behind me other than Button, as it says up there. I think Massa might have been one of them. I can't remember. We'll see in a couple of seconds. Now, I do like the pit exit for all of this. I didn't really get a chance to absolutely gun the exit through the tunnel piece. So come race day, could be could be very interesting.
The track's looking quite
Yeah, being under pressure.
right now. Most of the cars are out.
Yeah, something I would have liked to do. Of course, first time out of the pits in P1, I came bolting over the top of the hill out of the pits, and spun it immediately. Nearly put me into the wall, I think. Yeah, so Massa at the moment in the dropout zone. Oh, hoo, hoo. And he's not on a particularly fast lap, apparently. Same for, well, Button's doing a personal best in sector 2. But his first sector, way off. At the moment, that looks like it's quicker than me, though. Yeah, just change the tyres just so I don't get the tyre bug from switching session to session. If you don't already know, well, I don't know if it happens in qualifying, but it definitely happens in practice. If you have a worn set of tyres on at the end of a practice session, and maybe a qualifying, it will transfer that set, it will basically duplicate that set onto your new set of tyres when you go into the next session. So you effectively lose the set of tyres, which is not good for anyone, except for maybe my rivals. So just getting my car ready, 3 laps. Fuel, it's probably enough for maybe 2 flying laps if I'm really careful on the outlap. So I've got to leave roughly, it's like about 2 minutes 10 to get out of the pits, and around to start my flying lap just before the counter ticks down to 0. So just getting it all ready, just in case one of these gits decides to, in fact no, in case 2 of them want to push me down. But at the moment it's looking relatively safe. Buttons, yeah, he's either got held up or he's just done a really shoddy second sector. Yeah, I'm feeling quite confident about this. But I tell you, at the time, very, very nervous. But, you know, my practice sessions went really well. I ended up taking a lot of time off of from my first run. I ran with basically my usual setup in P1, and actually did a couple laps in time trial wet. In between, just while I was setting up my steering wheel, and this was on different days, so I have to recalibrate my wheel every time I come back into the game. Otherwise, the wheel feels really heavy and it just doesn't feel right. To go into time trial, go and do a couple of laps while I'm in there, and I was just tweaking about with the setup, and yeah, just saved it and bolted on for P2, and it worked really well. I was really happy with it. My first setup was burning the rear tyres a hell of a lot quicker than my fronts, but this one seems really really evenly distributed, so I'm really happy with it. So I've got quite good hopes for the race. So as you can see, I am now past the point where I can even bother going out. A minute and a half remaining. Yeah, so fingers crossed that I make it through. Not actually going to get to see whether the rest are on Massa me out at all, because, well, they're on bad laps at the moment. So they're not gonna. The current laps ain't gonna do it. But it's the next lap that's gonna determine everything. But and again, same sort of first sector that he usually does. Same for DeRestra as well. A little bit slower than mine, but as I say, they're a hell of a lot quicker than me through sector 2. Oh, Massa's saying a personal best on the last sector. You know, they're not that far away from me. It's within a tenth of a second. Ooh, Massa. Massa might ruin my day. Oh, please don't. Oh, why is Glock gone? Oh, right, okay. I thought Glock had just gone out for some reason, with like 10 seconds to go. So, okay, well, where do we come?
Good work.
Oh.
We're through to the next session.
Wicked. 16. Not much. Well, Barrichello in second. That was a result for him. Jesus. My jet. All the front runners are on primes. That's one thing I want to see change for next season. Is the front runners reacting to other tyres being put on other cars. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh yeah, I forgot about this interview.
Certainly got one over on Paul di Resta this season. This must put you in a stronger position within the team and be a real boost to your confidence.
I don't know why he asked me that question. He asked me why I got sorry, why not why. He thought Paul di Resta was my teammate. Obviously not. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in Q2.